I'm an actor. I used to play football. I'm from the hood. I'm from Flint, Michigan. Um, and, I've been a part of several different cultures that can all be toxic at one time or another, from the hood to entertainment to athletics. And in that world, you have this whole thing where it's like in this toxic masculinity world, it's about you do not negotiate with a terrorist. You don't. But that's only in the movies. That's only in a game. That's only the picture in the hood. But in real life, if you ever talk to a real life hostage negotiator, you always have to negotiate with a terrorist. Always. My earliest memory, since I was a kid, and I remember, again, one of my earliest things, it was like 4 or 5 years old, is my father hitting my mother in the face as hard as he could, and she gets knocked out. And I remember seeing her on the floor, and then looking at him, this giant of a man who I thought, my God, he says he loves her. What is he going to do to me? And all I could think, I want to protect her. I want to protect her. And how wrong it was. And I said, I got to be strong. And I got to get strength so that I can protect her. And every time he came home, we were scared. We didn't know. I literally wet the bed till I was 14 years old because I didn't know what was going to happen. I would wake up to glass breaking, just sounds, people screaming, and it was a nightmare. We lived a nightmare for years. And I remember my mother coming into our room and saying, we're leaving. Pack our stuff, we're out of here. And we would grab everything we had, and we put it in garbage bags. And we would tie it up, and we wait to go. And then she'd come back in, and she'd say, we can't go. We can't leave. Where am I going to go? And I just remember feeling like, let's go anywhere. I don't care. We can be in the street. But she couldn't do it. And he went on, terrorizing us forever. And it was like, what could we do? And organizations like this is what can be done. You have to understand that people in this situation feel entirely hopeless. Hopeless. We were hopeless. And I remember, and this is so wild because I picked up so many things. I thought, I'll never be like that. I'll never do that. But then I picked up a lot of other damaging things that come from that trauma. A lot of other things that had been assimilated into the culture, had been assimilated into athletic culture, assimilated into black culture, assimilated into my life. And I picked up a lot of these things, but this is the thing. What I was taught in my hood, in my area, is that simply because I was a man, I was more valuable than the women in my life. That was a firm belief. And here I am, I'm like, I watched my mother get abused. But here I am, as a man, I felt like, hey, it's my way or the highway. I remember times with my daughter Azriel, and I would yell at her as if she was a 30-year-old man. And I remember these times, and I remember, I constantly apologize, constantly call them and say, I'm sorry. Daddy didn't get it. Daddy missed it. And and this is the deal. We have to speak up. We have to speak up. Because as being terrorized, how are you going to get help? But the problem is that you're behind enemy lines.